drop top. You can't even see him on camera.
Look at this.
Obviously, your suits didn't arrive on time.
I wish you would.
Back then, you could buy a lot of chicken for $5.
And all that sauce.
17's my number. Now you all have the passwords to my computer and everything.
Welcome back to Unsportsmanlike Content. We are back inside the comfy confines of Real Sports Bar and Grill, downtown Toronto. Monday, prime Monday night hockey. That's the game tonight. The Minnesota Wild in town to take on the Toronto Maple Leafs. And along with Brad May, we are very pleased to welcome Andi Petrillo, host of tonight's contest between the two clubs. Andi, how are you?
It is so fun to be here with you guys today. I worked with Brad a long time ago.
We did,
during
yes.
our Leafs TV
He's like the
days.
Forrest Gump of our business. He's been everywhere. Everybody's got a story. It's wonderful. I'm glad you've had
Don't
a
worry,
little time.
I won't share any stories. I won't share any
Spill.
stories. Yeah, but this
Spill.
is great. This is great to be here. I see he brought his hat. Perfect
Yeah.
head size. Yeah.
We will get you to sign
how
this.
about that perfect head size, she says.
Yeah.
Taking shots
Just
early,
a little
eh?
bigger than the average man's. That's
Well,
all.
just a little
That's
bit.
all.
Massive. Well, it is so great to have you here. And of course, you have great history in this market, around this team, and of course, all kinds of different platforms. But let's start where we are right now, and that is with tonight's contest. And your job right now with Prime, I guess just what it's been like. Last year, we saw it kind of take the game by storm, if you will. It kind of took some really unique and creative turns for our business and the game we all love. So maybe just tell us what it's like for you in your role and working with such a great team of people bringing us the game.
It is so amazing to be working with Prime. The crew is great. I mean, again, a lot of these guys, and it really becomes like an instant team. You bond immediately. The chemistry's there. The camaraderie's there. So from a personnel perspective, it's just been so awesome working with everybody. It's so great being at the venues as well and getting that FaceTime, which is something that we're losing a lot of in this industry, right? We know this. But it's nice to be on location and be able to talk to players, talk to coaches. So that type of experience has been great. Obviously, I also do Coast to Coast on Thursdays with Prime 2, which is like our version of the NFL Red Zone and hopping around all the different games. I get to work with different analysts, and that's a lot of fun. So, I mean, from the technological and technology side of things, I don't even know what the proper word is because that's just not my forte. I know Amazon's taken it to another level with the amount of cameras, camera angles, just the HD or whatever the quality that they work with has been so amazing for viewers. So that viewer experience is also really important, and I feel like Prime has definitely elevated that too.
Andi, you're so schooled in the game of hockey. You're very bright. I worked with you. Where did that come from? When you're a little girl, or where did you find the passion? Where did that start for you?
My family is a sports family, and hockey was, yes, being Italian, we love our soccer. But my grandfather, when he immigrated, on my mom's side, when he immigrated to Toronto, he worked with a bunch of Irish guys, and every time he would go to work, they were always talking about this Toronto Maple Leafs team and this hockey team, and he's like, what is this? What is this sport of hockey? What are these Leafs? So he saved up enough money, got himself a TV, and every Saturday, everyone would come around and watch Hockey Night in Canada and watch the Leafs, and hockey made my family feel Canadian. So it was just something that was kind of in the blood. Now that was on my mom's side. When my dad came to Canada, when he immigrated from Italy, he was 16, and it was the same thing. Everyone's talking about hockey. He's like, what are you going on about? So that made him feel Canadian. So, I come along and it was just hockey 24/7 in the household, and you just become obsessed with it. You love it as a sport. My favorite player was Felix Potvin. So when I started, I love the Cats. So when I started following Felix Potvin, then my obsession with numbers started and stats and how was he doing. And so it's just, the fascination's been there. It just felt like ever since the family came here, hockey made them feel Canadian, and that was it. I carried the torch.
Did you like Felix even more when he beat up Ron Hextall?
100%.
Yeah, you did.
I was like, that's my guy. That's my guy.
I'll tell you
No matter
what.
where you were, you never forget that brawl.
One of the most exciting things for a player is to actually watch goaltenders go after. And Ron Hextall at the time was a tough guy. Nobody really knew that Felix was a tough guy or could have been. I was so lucky. I got to play and win a World Junior gold medal, and Felix was our goaltender with Trevor Kidd. So we go way back, and we got to play in Vancouver as well.
Was he your favorite Leaf?
He was my absolute favorite. I talk about in my book the first time that I met him, and actually it wasn't that long ago, so maybe it was like during the pandemic, when I was still hosting Leafs Lunch. I had him on as a guest, and I tried to get him on as my co-host, like permanent co-host, but he probably realized how crazy I was and a fan, so he's like, I'm probably going to get a restraining order, never mind be your co-host.
Whoa.
I was like, I love
There's
you,
a
Felix.
restraining
That's
order in the book. We should probably talk about it since we're going to reference it. If you could, Andy, this is a book I know you're very proud of the stories and the work that went into this. Just Call Me Andy, sports stories and a trailblazer, from a trailblazer, excuse me.
I'm trying to work the camera. There we go.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
Give us a little, first of all, congratulations on it. I can't imagine the soul searching that had to go into this when you're looking at all the stories, but maybe a couple of highlights that you're proud of.
I highlight my time with the Toronto Maple Leafs. So my first entrance into the NHL was with Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment, and I got to cover the Leafs. I traveled with the Leafs as well, and it was such an incredible experience to be oh my goodness.
Surprise.
What are we showing?
We got you. Green on green backdrop there, too.
Look at how young I was. Oh my goodness.
Look at
that is down memory lane.
It's in Blake right there.
Yeah. What now?
The Bob? Is that what you call that? Is it?
Yeah, that's the Bob.
Scuba tank? Natural?
Oh,
Hey, can I say something about your haircut since you made fun about my head?
What is wrong with my hair? Listen, I thought that was
nothing. I was just asking the question.
now you can make fun of my head.
What's going on
because
here?
I had to get a special size of helmet just
bonnet?
to put that on.
The tinted visor?
Oh, look at Nikki.
I'm pretty sure, was that his helmet that I was wearing? I don't know. The guys were so great with me. I'll give you that. Like, they were so amazing. And I had a couple, like, welcome to the NHL moments while working with the Leafs. So the first one, so I love Matt Sundin. I actually saw him a couple months ago at the airport. We always, like, give each other a hug when we see each other. But it wasn't always like that. Because when I first started working with the team and traveling with the team, like, you see things that a lot of other reporters don't, because I was on the charter. So I see what guys are icing. I know the injuries that are not public, right? So I'm sure Matt's was like, who is this person and can she be trusted? So when I first started working with the team and I shared in the book, hi, Matts, he would never say anything. Next day, hey, Matts, wouldn't say anything. He would just stare at me. And a couple times, so we would be on the charter, and I never understood this. We as the media would sit at the back of the charter, but they would always board the players first. So by the time we had to get on, we're like, excuse me, like trying to get past the players. And one day Matt's just stands up because he sees me coming down, and he starts fiddling with something in his bag up top. Wasn't doing anything. He was just proving that he could stop the line because he could.
He's the captain.
I was okay with it. I'm like, dude, you have got to pee on your tree. I'm okay with that. And then about a couple months, I know, I'm all about marking territory. So a couple months into the season, we were in New York. Leafs are getting set to play the Rangers, and I'm coming down the stairs. I'm getting ready to go meet the media guys for dinner, and I see him there, and I'm like, what's up, Matts? He's like, hey, Andy. I said, oh, my God, he said hi. A couple months, took 2 months, and I'm like, all right. So I knew I had been accepted at that point by Matt Sundin. And then another thing, that I share in the book, and you would remember this, because all the players, when you show up at a hotel at once, they don't need you waiting in line to check into your room. They pre-check you in, and they have a table with everyone's name and their keys on it. And all the players would rush in. They would steal a teammate's key.
And we still have that.
Do you still? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Toss it in the garbage. You know how it is. And then now the guy's got to wait, and he's got to go check into his room. So we would always get a kick to see out of which guys lost their key. And then one day, I couldn't find mine. And I was like, son of, so they're all laughing as I'm waiting in line to check into my room. And I went, I'm part of the team now, baby. So there's like things like that I share. It was really special to be a part of Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment. But there are some, hard stories too that I share. Like, a lot of women have young aspiring journalists, like they want to know about the tough things in the industry. So I do talk about some of the sexism, the ageism, like body image issues, social media. I talk a lot about that stuff that affects women in a different way. And I share my experiences, and then I also share my opinion on how I feel we can move on from that. but I also really wanted to celebrate a lot of amazing people in the industry.
Well, you have all the reason to celebrate. You've been fantastic. Leafs TV. We had John Shannon on recently, who clearly you work with John and all of us at Sportsnet years ago. So no, you've done a fantastic job, Andy. Glad you're here.
I appreciate it.
And I can't. Like, I'm not going to watch it tonight, but I have tuned into the Prime broadcast, and you're right. They are cutting edge, and they're pretty cool.
Yeah,
cool.
the technology part of it is, I know that's what's so amazing, and people love that. It's true. You want, like, the way technology in general in our world has gone, people are used to, like, every angle possible or crisp, clean kind of image, and that's what they want, the sound. Like, that's kind of also what matters. And then, of course, you bring the storytelling, you try to bring the storytelling too, and if you can bring that together, it's a great experience for the fan, and that's what it's always about.
Let's talk a little bit Olympics if we could.
Yeah.
Actually, do we have another bit of video? Is that right?
Oh,
we do
no.
have some
What are
other
you
video.
doing?
Before I pivot here.
I don't trust Sean over there.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't. Is this a bit, not a blooper reel, but just Carlo Koliakovo piece? Do we have a listen and a look here?
During the summer, Carlo and his twin brother Paolo lived in Carlo's condo for the entire summer, getting to know each other very well. And I dared to visit them, a place occupied by two boys, but I had a great time visiting the Carlo crib-style feature. Here's a little sneak peek.
A lot of names have been made famous in the NHL. When you look back, you think of the Hulls and you think of the Sutters. More recently, you think of the Stahl brothers. But there is a different kind of bond that regular siblings share, say, compared to that of identical twins.
That's journalism, baby.
Yeah, I remember doing that feature, which was actually a lot of fun. I did a lot of features with the players, and I did one with Carlo and his twin brother Paolo. So that was, yeah, that was.
Isn't it wild looking back, though? I mean, come on. From your playing days to early.
Listen, I look in the
broadcast
mirror and I
days.
think I look the same. Then I look at footage from like 20 years ago, and I'm like, oh, I need to pull, like, what is going on?
20 years ago, I had nice brown curly hair. Now it's gray and white.
Oh, wow.
You used to have hair.
You know what? Why does it always get back to that?
And by the way,
can you really shame bald people anymore?
And you have a beautiful
Is that in the
hairstyle
book?
today.
Yeah, look at
You
that.
do. So
Where's a chapter on that?
The changing hairstyles. I should have put a whole chapter in there.
I swear to God, though, your dome it's like almost perfect.
Listen,
It's like little Ben.
nobody-
Get luck
Benny
when you do
Hillish.
that?
nobody's
Benny
going to
Hillish.
say it, but I think the plugs look so natural. Like, they look good, especially with this light.
Yeah.
Now, real quick, I do want to talk a little bit about the Olympics, get this back on track. From my memory, it was seeing you host Olympic Games that were wonderful. And it just seems as though I think the audience would really liken you to their Olympic viewing. And I wonder what that did for you personally, the knowledge that you get out of that, the stories, the athletes, the hosting, because a lot of times in studio, it's a completely different animal. So I wonder about your connection with hosting Olympics and getting set for the next round.
It is such an honor every
Photos.
time. Yeah, it's such an honor to be at the Olympics and to cover these athletes who are representing the Maple Leaf and the sacrifices along the way. And I never, like, every sport that I cover, from the professional, although every athlete's a professional now, but professional, let's just say for the sake of, NBA, NHL, MLS, anything, to Olympics, every single year, and it's hard, but every single year they have a chance to win a cup. Olympians, it's once every 4 years, and that's not even guaranteed. Like, to get into their brains, to see their sacrifice. It is just like to just be able to be a small part of their story and do their story justice and sharing it. I mean, it is something that none of us as Olympic hosts take lightly, because we want to do them justice. We want to talk about the trials and tribulations. We want to make sure that their friends and family, or whatever sporting club they belong to, because it takes a village. Like, covering the Olympics is just so much bigger sometimes too than the athlete themselves, and they know that, and they appreciate that storytelling. But I just, every time I cover the Olympics, I pinch myself, because to me, that feels like the most patriotic thing I can do. I'm a chicken, even though I have been to Afghanistan. Like, that's the ultimate sacrifice. So at least I can do is cover the Olympics and have that be my highest level of patriotism.
Are you excited that it's in Milano?
Oh my goodness.
Being an Italian?
Because what's special about the Olympics too is that it becomes a postcard for the nation that's hosting. You also get to share stories about the host nation. You get to highlight it. You get to tell everybody what is so wonderful about that country. So for sure, yeah, I mean, it's in Italy. Come on, baby. Everyone, the fashion. Come on.
Where can we get the book?
You can get the book, I mean, basically anywhere you can purchase them. You can go to your bookstore, Chapters Indigo, you can go to Amazon Prime.
That means you have to get off your wallet, Ryan, and buy
you have to
one.
get a little bit off your wallet. And if you're like Tyson Nash, my good friend Tyson Nash, there is an audio available too. He's like, I don't read.
He's still reading it in the tanning beds, or where is he looking at it these
I think
days?
it's the coloring books. Oh yeah, no, he's pretty, he's got to lay low on that. But I told him,
I'm going to
I
take
said,
a shot for that.
Don't worry, there's
Empty
audio.
netter. Andy, thanks so much. Good luck with the game tonight, and best of luck the rest of the season. Continued success. We really appreciate you stopping by.
Yeah, thanks for
Andy.
having me.
Thank you.
Earlier, just a few moments before we got on air here, I had a chance to catch up with Morgan Riley about returning home for this homestand. Always great to catch up with Morgan Riley. And I guess, Morgan, just ahead of this Minnesota game, you come back home for 5. An important home stretch, to say the least. But I guess wonder what lessons you learned from the road that you really want to make sure you do here at home.
Yeah, I think ultimately it was a good trip for us. I think we left a point or two out there, but as a group, I think we're happy with the results. And so we knew going into the trip that it was going to be challenging, but there were some good lessons, and just our ability to play, our brand of hockey. And so, I mean, we're happy to be back home for a little stretch here, but we can't take any bite out of our game and take a break here just because we're home. We have to keep building on what we've been doing on the road and keep that same mentality.
There is no break. This schedule is madness. How are you guys feeling as a group, knowing that you can ill afford to take the foot off the gas? The schedule doesn't give you any reprieve. So how do you guys kind of manage all of that?
Yeah, it's been challenging. Obviously, this month is pretty loaded. So
16 games.
Yeah. So as a group, we're trying to take our rest when we can. Obviously, our priority, all the time, but especially right now, is just trying to collect as many points before the break as we can. Try to put ourselves in a good spot, and so we're just trying to keep our focus and try to, just get rest when I can. Like I said, and just keep playing.
What's it been like playing with Brandon Carlo as he's come back? You guys seem to have that obvious, connection.
Yeah, it's great. I love playing with Brando, and I think it works well when we're out there together, and I think we both enjoy it. We communicate a lot, and so ultimately we want to be, guys that are able to be trusted and can play in all situations, and we're always going to look to build our game and keep building that partnership out.
Okay, our thanks to Morgan Riley, and big thank you to Andi Petrillo for stopping by as well. I see you got a signed book
I
out of the deal.
I did. It was really nice.
Maybe next time for me. Hey, let's get right into the fact that the Leafs are back home. We'll kind of pick up on what we were chatting about with Morgan. Tell me about maybe what you picked up out of that road trip. 4 games on the road. Very difficult, because when you think about going west, it's one thing. But right off the top, there were 2 back-to-back 8 o'clock starts for a group that comes west. So they're starting body clock at 10 o'clock against Denver or the Colorado Avalanche, and then Utah. Very different games.
Yeah, very, very different games. By the way, very different teams. The Colorado Avalanche might be the best team in the National Hockey League. The one thing, I got to play for the Avalanche for a couple seasons, and when you play in Denver, it's a mile high. It's 20% less oxygen. So when you're a visiting team, number one, you're already up against it because you're flying and you got to play in altitude. And if you're not careful, you get winded and you can't catch your breath. Although Toronto had a great outing and they had a great start to the road trip, but those back-to-back situation there going into Salt Lake, difficult game, and to not only you're probably ahead of yourself because you beat Colorado.
You emptied the tank there,
and you probably maybe thought it was going to be easier when you got to Utah. Great game in Vegas. I loved it. They stepped up and they beat some good competition, and I like what's happening in Toronto. I know this all started on the back or the decision on the 22nd of December when Marc Savard was fired. They've been red hot. It has nothing. I feel bad for Marc Savard, but the team has responded in kind, and it's been a fun team to watch. They're getting performances from throughout their lineup. Number one, Austin Matthews has been outstanding, but their penalty kill and their power play are so much better. Their percentages are so much better than they were in the first part of the season. I like the way the team's playing.
You had lots of positives in that game against Vegas. They weren't able to close it out. Then the team goes into Winnipeg, and I got to say, there was all kinds of atmosphere on a Saturday night between the Jets and the Leafs. And it was a fun game to watch, a lot to like there, including the fact that the Leafs were able to show a little bit of resilience and to not go away. Winnipeg's playing a much better brand of hockey of late, Mayday, as you know, but it seemed like every time they took a step, Toronto was able to find it a little bit more. And they were able to dig in and kind of hang around a little bit and play with those guys. Now, you say this is a team that should beat Winnipeg, and they should, but this was game 4 of 4 on the road, and I got to tell you, we got off the plane, it was minus 30. You're watching bags blow down the runway. So this was a little bit of a shock to the system. It was quite a trip for a lot of different reasons. You pick up 5 of a possible 8 points. Pretty solid, by all accounts. You'd take that any time out. And now you come home for 5 games here at Scotiabank Arena. I want to start with a couple of specifics. You just spoke about Auston Matthews. And I wonder if he's playing a little bit more, I don't know if this is accurate or not, but the villain a little bit. He's firing up the crowd. He's giving the crowd the finger to the ear, can't hear you, or how do you like that after they get the win in Winnipeg? We've seen him kind of be a little bit standoffish when it comes to the topic of an old teammate who's in Vegas now. It's just businesslike, but you're starting to, with that villain, he's also smiling. He's got a little smirk, little twinkle in his eye as well when he's playing.
No question about it. And I'm going to say something here. Auston Matthews, we clearly know the talent level and the shot that this guy possesses. It's amazing. The one thing I've always questioned is what kind of captain and what kind of character, as a guy on the outside watching, I need to see the captain with the spirit and the spunk, whether it's the villain-like attitude, the calling or using, looking for a sound, whatever that. It's I can't do it.
Are you not entertained?
Are you
the
this
crowd?
thing?
Yeah.
This thing when he does that.
Yeah.
What do you call that?
I don't know. I can hear because yeah.
Hulkamania. Listen, a captain's got to be the leader, and he's got to be the leader of men and his teammates. No matter what he does, the players on his bench, in his locker room, have to respond and follow the leader. There are times when Toronto has been in a little bit of slides or skids where I don't see that passion from the outward side. The players and the teammates know what it's all about, I'm sure. But when we see that from the top, it gives a little swagger to your group. Bobby McMahon's flying 6 goals in the last number of games. Max Domi making passes, setting up Auston Matthews, scoring game winners. Listen, the energy is infectious. It's the enthusiasm that you get from that. It starts at the top. Your captain's got to bring it. And I've been really impressed with Auston Matthews over the last month.
I've had a chance now to watch Auston Matthews up close and personal on an everyday basis. The one thing that I've learned or maybe come to really appreciate is the fact that he is steady Eddie across the board. And I think that gives a stabilizing attitude to a group that, it didn't start out the way they wanted, but they were calm, cool, and collected, even when at times an individual may have been fighting it, even though maybe the puck wasn't going in for whomever it was. But the one thing I've liked about his business-like approach is that there is a bit of a trickle down of that, and they didn't really get rattled by events that weren't going their way. So I've really appreciated watching that. But now it looks as though there's a little bit more personality coming out, which I think he's always had it there. I don't know if it's new, but he's picked his spots. He's enjoying it. You can tell that this team seems a little bit lighter of late, and they are really enjoying it. And I wonder, I'll turn this to you, because I don't know which comes first, the chicken or the egg, but when you have depth guys up and down the lineup, so one minute it might be, Scott Lawton going 19 for 20.
The answer to that is
in the
rooster.
dot, all the way up. And everybody's having fun. They're clapping. They're singing. The Come On Eileen is playing in their locker rooms after. When everybody's contributing, it's a whole lot lighter.
It's a whole lot lighter. And the one thing as a player, it's a long year, man. You got practices. You're flying through the night. You wake up the next day in a different city. You got practice in the morning. You get the afternoon naps. We all love it. But the players, they have to show up together, and they have to have some type of calm throughout the lineup where you don't get too high and you don't get too low. And I agree with you. I played for guys, captains, Nick Lidstrom, Joe Sakic, Mark Messier, who was a bombastic guy, but really on days off, he was just business as usual. Your captain sets the tone. But for the rest of the group, you have to find a way where, listen, you got to show your teammates, mostly, that you are passionate and you care, right? Sometimes when you lose, that message isn't. It doesn't get It's not sold properly. And all of a sudden, those losses, like in Winnipeg, it gets heavier and heavier and heavier. And when you start losing games and losing in stretches, it's very difficult to get out of those slumps or those skids. So to have a good group of guys, to have a couple real nut bars, guys that are really fun, that can really amp it up. You got guys. One of the players is going to run the music in the room. All these things are noise, but they're very important, and each player plays a part of that.
I remember Christopher Stieg saying you need a couple of runaways on your team.
Yeah,
it's good for it.
If I'm building a team, I need a couple convicts. I need a couple guys with tattoos. I need a couple religious guys, and I need some older veteran family guys that can actually impart their experience.
What were you?
All of the above.
Oh,
I played
extra
19
religious.
I played 19 years.
Of course, you had to wear
did.
multiple hats. I won't even touch the convict part of it.
But they're big hats.
Yeah, all big hats. Let's pivot and talk about Oliver Ekman-Larsson. You know, our producer Sean Bowen was asking me before the show. He was like, "Who would be the MVP of this team throughout this season?" I think Oliver Ekman-Larsson. I don't know if he's your MVP for my vote. I think I would probably still go with Austin because of just the impact that he has and can win you games. But Oliver Ekman-Larsson might be your most consistent and might still get some votes for your MVP to date because he's helped save you from a lot of losses and he's showing you that he's turning back the clock. He's playing like he did early on in his career, Mayday.
No question about it, and he's excited. He's going to represent his country in the Olympics.
Yes.
What a player. And yes, he had a couple down years in Vancouver when he left Phoenix, or Arizona, and went to Vancouver. However, he found his game, won a Stanley Cup in Florida, and finds himself in Toronto last little while, and he's found his groove. I like this guy. We had a great conversation at the one night, the Tucson, the event at the Royal York with the players.
Yeah, the gala.
OEL, I played in Phoenix as well, so I met him years ago.
Yeah.
And this guy, first of all Swedes are these incredible human beings. I love the Swedish players. Every one of my teammates that were Swedish, I really enjoyed them. Oliver's a real responsible, respectful guy. But look at this, jumping up in the play as a defenseman, roofing it. He's playing.
He's had a little grit to his game.
He's throwing some big hits.
Yeah.
He's jumping up 5-on-5 points. And clearly, Toronto needs a guy on the back end that can actually distribute the puck but also jump into the offense. We need a little bit more of that, and if we get that more by committee, but Oliver Ekman-Larsson's been terrific.
Yeah, blue line that's been depleted at times. You mentioned those 5-on-5. He ranks 5th among Leaf skaters, 28 to 31 points at even strength. He's 6th in the NHL among D-men in even strength scoring.
Honorable mention for me of all the players.
For MVP so far
and
this
I don't
season?
know if maybe I'm getting ahead of myself, but Nick Robertson has had a heck of a year.
Wow.
He's making a difference on this team.
He has.
His
He's had
speed, his skill.
Yeah.
And this is a player that kind of was a little nondescript and really didn't know where he fit into the lineup early on in the season.
I like that you throw him a vote. Yeah.
He's impressed me.
That's great. Real quick, we've got a couple of moments left here. I wanted to ask you about Quinn Hughes, who the Minnesota Wild, Billy Guerin went out and got, a big fish. This was a big one that he landed. And I wonder, I don't know individually what you can do as a group. You're certainly mindful. How do you game plan against a guy like Quinn Hughes?
Well, first of all, you're not going to skate as well as him, so you got to do it by committee. Quinn Hughes is an incredible player. One of the best defensemen in the National Hockey League. And the one thing I've read when they made that trade, Vancouver to the Minnesota Wild, Billy Guerin stepped up. He had to give up some young pieces. And people were like, boy, did they give up too much for Quinn Hughes?
No.
I have no understanding about that question whatsoever. When you get one of the best players, a generational talent to come and play on your team, wonderful. Zeev Bulliam is a heck of a player, a high draft pick. But it's going to take him everything he's got to catch up to Quinn Hughes. He's a tough player to guard against. You have to do it by committee. Bottom line is stay out of the box, and you got a better chance of beating Quinn Hughes.
Tonight, you can catch the game between the Wild and the Leafs, Amazon Prime and Fan 590 on the radio side of things. It is great to be back with you. Thanks for tonight. We've got 4 more of these, so we'll dig in tonight against the Wild.
I love it. I can't wait. This is a massive, massive homestand for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Some good competition, starting with the Minnesota Wild, and then you're going to have Colorado, and you got Vegas, you got Detroit and Buffalo.
Yeah.
I think tonight's a very important game, but the Detroit and Buffalo games are most important because you got to win your division.
They need to continue to make some hay here. Enjoy the game. And we want to thank you for tuning in to Unsportsmanlike content here at Real Sports Bar and Grill and, of course, across all Toronto Maple Leaf platforms. Enjoy the game, everybody.